We joined David Blair, owner of Fishtails Fly Shop in Calgary, Alberta, as well as longtime guide Terry Johnson on the Bow River. The day was on, but certainly not firm. We moved a lot of trout, but only landed a handful.
All right, it's a little shallow. Once we get up against these logs and stuff, then you can go to the right or the left. So structure like this, right up against the logs, anywhere a fish can hang out, even behind logs or in front of the rocks. But right underneath that tree is a perfect spot for a fish to be hanging, right there.
Right in there.
It seems the colder the water, the slower you got to move it. The warmer the water, they're a little more active. And I find when it's in faster water too, it's like the fish are pumped up. They've been working out in that water, so they got lots of energy.
Right on.
There's a fish
hooked up.
So yeah, that's just right along the bank. But they see the flashy fly land, but a lot of times they will eat the leech behind it. And it's not a big one, but
no, it's just a little guy. I got him. A little brown trout. Oh, sorry, did you want to see him up close?
No, that's totally fine. Clip him. He's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we go back and get him, Terry?
That's a good sign.
That's a wrap.
They're aggressive right off the bat to eat it. So when you fish a bank, or when I fish a bank that the water is moving along at a reasonable speed,
oh, watch out for that branch.
Yeah, you want to kind of keep it moving because they have to react quickly to the food versus a slow inside corner or something like that. But it's pretty well right to the bank and then let it get down on the seam. Not much of a pause at all. And then strip.
And you're doing a fairly fast strip,
Fairly fast strip.
Yep.
When they're on it, you can't strip fast enough.
You can't strip fast enough.
They'll chase it down if they want.
And for myself, I strip it all the way so that I can actually see the bright colored fly with the dark one behind it, see if there's a fish chasing it. If there's not, pick up and recast.
A lot of times they'll follow right to the boat, and as you're
right
lifting it out of the water, they'll hit it.
And that's that change of depth, change of speed, and the hang right at the boat sometimes. That
just looks like it's getting away from them, so there's softer water on the inside. It's shallow, but they like to hang in that little softer, especially the browns, in that little softer water on the inside.
That we're just coming into, yep.
The tail out of this island here, all this soft water, it's always a good spot. There's soft water on the other side too, but this is where this ledge comes over, drops into the soft water. There's a little weeds in there, but... And then that warmer water, they'll be right at the base of those ledges too.
On a spot like this, I would typically let it
sink a little more.
Because the fish can more easily cruise around this particular area.
And that's where that non-slip loop knot comes into play too. That
has a little more movement,
rolling and twitching and doing its thing naturally through those seams, eh?
You know, it's always a good spot when there's foam collecting on the edge because it's just softer water. Those fish can hang in, get out of the current. The current's bringing them the food. All they have to do is pop out and grab it. Well, right there.
How many fish have been caught here, eh?
So yeah, a lot of times you will see them. You know that you have the potential because you'll see them flash on the fly. Even if you don't actually get the fish, you know that
they're looking at it.
It took the effort to come and look at it anyways.
And especially when you're using a lighter colored like white fly, hey Dave, you can really see that in clear water.
Because mine is way up near the surface compared to Dave's, so I can see my fly almost the whole way.
And a lot of times they'll, you throw it right back in there, they're looking for it. They'll hit it again if they haven't whacked it the first time. That's a good spot right there.
Oh yeah.
Nice deep hole behind the rock. Always a good spot. And that edge is good,
The water's just a little bit slower here, so I do let it, I call it like popping.
This is a good spot in here. I like this. It's quite deep over on this right side. And with clear water too, you know, a lot of times we'll just grease line. We'll use a floating line to streamer fish with a heavier fly. A lot of times they like to look up at it. They like to see that fly going over their head and they'll come up for it. The other day we were fishing the city, and like right over top of the weed beds, you had to really strip it to keep it out of the weeds, but they were flying over top of the weed beds to catch it. So yeah, you don't necessarily need to get deep in clear water.
So I'm letting it sink with each strip, little pops in this slower water. Pop, pop, let it sink, pop, let it sink, pop, let it sink. And that just keeps that fly moving and flashing away down there, and you never know what's gonna happen.
You know, if you can see the rocks on the edge, then stay out a little bit, but if it drops right off, you can go right up against that edge, right up against those undercut banks especially. Like up here, there's some roots by the trees. It drops off quite quickly right up against the bank. So you can get tight, they'll hang underneath that undercut bank, getting their attention. On spots like this, obviously if it's a really good spot and there's a big fish there, that's his spot. You know, he's not going to share it very much with a bunch of other fish. So, but along this, there should be a fish every 30, 20, 30 feet hanging down there. You know they are, because when they're rising, you look up the bank and every 20 feet there's fish rising, so they're there.
Yeah.
There might even be more than that. Tell them to change up their retrieve, you know, slow, short strips, long, fast strips, just kind of play around with it to see what kind of mood the fish are in.
Had one come right to the boat? Yeah. So there's a lot of follows too, right?
Yeah.
That's why you don't want to give up on that.
Well,
on
that's
that
good.
strip,
I mean,
right?
you know when streamer fishing's on because you get the follows, but
Yeah.
when it's off, there's just nothing happening.
Yeah.
You know, and this is kind of the perfect day for a streamer day. It's overcast.
No sun.
Yeah, no sun. They don't really
No sun is
care
good.
for the sun as far as streamer fishing goes. You'll get the odd one, but you won't get as many follows either.
Because they can be anywhere. There's structure, weeds, depth.
Well, especially with how healthy they are and how well fed they are this year in particular. Well-fed fish can and will be anywhere, hey? I think in the end, really, if the fish is gonna take, they're gonna take.
Yeah,
Yeah, if they're gonna eat it.
they're gonna inhale
They
the
just
sucker. Especially the big fish.
Yeah.
You know, they're not gonna nibble.
There's so many things that we can't control, and we like to overanalyze a lot of stuff. And I think
We're
that's-
just looking for excuses.
That's right.
Ah, yeah, it was a long tail on that fly.
Yeah.
Poor fishermen.
They're short striking. They're short striking.
That's right,
Yeah,
short
exactly.
But yeah, streamer fishing is a workout. You have to be prepared to do
Yeah, there's not too many guys
lots
that
of casting.
I'll get in my boat that can cast all day, a heavy sink tip and some heavy flies. It is
Yeah.
a workout.
It definitely gives your arm.
One of the other flies that we will trail behind our primary streamer, particularly starting in about
In the fall.
mid-September or mid-August, late August at the earliest, and then for sure into September and October, is instead of a leech or another streamer, is a water boatman style pattern, and it can work extremely well, like a prince nymph or an actual water boatman pattern, and that can be absolute magic sometimes.
Especially on the edges where those boatmen hang out, and you know, throw it in there, little quick pops like those boatmen move. It's amazing though, those willows, how well they took. Like they were
Quickly.
literally just bare sticks about 2 feet long, and they just stuck them in the ground, and all of a sudden they went nuts.
Well, and that's the good thing about this particular flood restoration and protection stuff, is that they did do a good job here by putting the willows in. In some of the places in the city, it's just nothing but bare rock,
Yeah, and it
which
gets
does
washed away pretty
absolutely
good.
nothing for sort of restoring the habitat along the bank
No,
whatsoever. Well, that's exactly why these are good,
Yep.
because there are some spots for the bugs to live by the bushes.
The whole ecosystem.
And it's
If you have no birds chasing bugs, it's pretty tough. Funny that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you on?
Oh no, really? Ah, bummer.
that happens.
That was my
It
fault.
happens.
My fault.
It's always the guy's fault, hey?
No bad
Yeah.
fisherman,
Yeah.
just bad guys.
And even this dead water up here beside the weeds, they'll hang right beside those weeds in there. Just don't hook the weeds.
Yeah.
be a really good dry fly spot.
A bit of an outturn current speed pickup along rocks, dumps into a bucket, and you're just going to launch it across the seam into the seam and let her sink in, eh?
Yeah, you see how it's that little softer water too on the edge? Those little pockets just in behind rocks and stuff. And then there's a great one here at the bottom where it kind of tucks around the corner. There's the soft water. They'll hang in that soft water right beside the seam, waiting for something to come by. Even all along this, up against those roots. Yeah. And a lot of times when you got really good water like this, I'll just focus on that edge. 3 or 4 good strips up and back, right back in, instead of stripping it all the way back to the boat.
Yeah, because if those fish are hanging right by that structure, they're gonna respond right away.
You want to get as many cracks at it as you can, especially in dirty water too.
Yeah.
So in dirty water, we'll just focus on the edges.
God, willows are a universal thing, hey?
Yeah. And this big tree stump here.
Tree leg out. That thing was there forever, hey?
Come on, yeah, we know you're there.
When you're fishing like this, why does your line twist and tangle all the time at your feet? And the reason is that when you are casting, let's say you've got 40 feet of line stripped out and you cast the whole thing out, the whole line has a chance to straighten out. You'll never get the tangles and the twists if you are casting out the full length of line each time. However, when just back there, we were casting shorter amount of line, and now all of a sudden you're only casting 25 feet and you leave 15 feet at your legs here. What happens is that this line is twisting in the air, and so it twists and it twists and it twists. So if you make 8 or 10 casts at that shorter distance, all of a sudden you have this tangle at your feet. And it doesn't make any difference the kind of line or anything. It will happen to every line. If the running line's a little thicker, it'll happen less. But still, it happens all the time. If you know that for the next quite a bit of time you're actually going to be casting shorter because the water's faster, just peel in a bit of line.
Yeah.
Nobody ever almost does that, but that's the reason why.
Did we mention there's weeds?
Yes.
Yes, you mentioned there's weeds.
If you want
It's called August. Yeah.
If you want minnows,
It's called August with
And
no runoff
with
in June.
drought, yeah, to start the year. That's
that water
right.
the weeds got a head start this
They
year.
sure did.
Low water in June, warm water, and clear water.
Yep.
All you need for weeds.
They don't like veggies with their meat, so you gotta make sure your flies are clean. And that's definitely one of the negatives of streamer fishing, is with the weeds coming down the river like this. You have to constantly clean your flies.
But that long, skinny weed, not the mossy stuff, the long, skinny stuff, you can usually whip off with a good cast. Just do a roll cast and then pop it back, and it'll rip those weeds off.
Carry with, you look at this water, it's big water right now. A lot of people come through here and say, nah, it's too fast, too heavy, too whatever for these fish, but these are strong rainbows.
Oh yeah. All they have to do is tuck behind a rock down there, and we've got that video in the shop. I don't know what it is about the water dynamic, hydrodynamics.
Yeah.
And those fish can tuck in to that fast water and they'll find a spot. It's just like surfing. They'll sit in there with no movement hardly at all. No effort on their part to stay there. Yeah, to feed. And then you'll see them pop out, grab the food, and then they got to work to get back to that sweet little spot, and then
they literally need a foot.
Yeah, it's amazing. And yet you'll see another fish in a little slower water on the edge, and he's working like crazy just to stay in the current. And the eagle thing, anything you can catch, I can steal from you.
That's right.
Shoot.
See, they're hitting it, but not like crushing it.
Yeah.
Just gonna have to take that rubber hook off.
Yeah, take the rubber hook off. That was a neat side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this little bucket coming up. You can see it, the seam coming off the edge there. And there's that little backwater. There's a bunch of nice pockets in behind these rocks.
When they hit it in this spot.
Yeah.
You're going for a ride. Oh yeah.
No mistaking it whatsoever.
No, that's right.
They don't mess around with this one.
Going. Oh yeah.
Right where he's supposed to be.
Yes.
In the water between the banks.
And he's thinking he's going to go to those weeds there.
Yes.
And now he's off and he's fouled and he's off.
Oh, really? Wow.
I just saw the white pop into his tail, and then Pee-wee just hung into him, and then guess what? Oddly enough, he slid off that too. That was a good rainbow.
Yeah.
Oh well. Shit. I missed them both.
Really? Oh no.
Don't worry, I'll get him.
Yeah.
That happens quite regularly, where one will chase up a fly, and then the one behind it will actually get it, because they're kind of they're prepped,
Yeah.
and it'll certainly happen that the second guy in behind will catch them.
Both at the boat.
Oh yeah, they don't care about the boat too much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Oh!
No, no.
Did I see a pop?
No.
Good. That was just sliding out of your hand.
That was so.
Good.
Sometimes
I know.
pop. You know what that
You should stop talking like that, Mr. Mr. Automatic there. Probably only a 16-inch rainbow or something sideways. It's on the top fly, by the way, on the green, so we're just going to horse this thing in.
Hey,
And it's definitely sideways.
is it?
Oh, ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's about that
I
sideways.
think it's almost,
Yeah, hey.
that one's fine. That one's kind of missing a
Alrighty.
bottom of it.
Away he goes. Where's there, Terry? Apologize.
Whoa!
Off the boat.
That's a nice fish.
It is a nice
He
fish.
ate that green monster.
It's a really nice rainbow. He sure did. There's no questioning it.
Here it comes, here it comes. Real. That's it. I'll slide down to him here.
We're getting better, yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful fish. Yep.
And,
Okay.
and then
That's
surf
it. Water
him over.
stream right over.
Thank you.
And just lower it,
Sweet.
let her go.
Okay.
Him go, I guess.
And here we
Yeah. Knock yourself out.
go. There we go. Awesome. Woo! Thank you.
The mid-river shelf is what we're looking at. There's a lot of this stuff on the bow though, hey? The mid-river shelves and
Yeah.
drops.
Lots of buckets. Those green buckets, they sure stand out when the water's low like this.
Yeah. If it was a
Especially when
sunny
you see the
day.
sun, yeah, sun out. They just pop. Come on.
Here's on. Nothing big.
Well, it wiggles.
Wiggles. I'm just gonna end up flipping him.
What's he on? Yep.
Yeah.
Guess what he's on?
You're gonna pop him off there, Terry?
Oh!
Yeah.
I did.
Terry.
That was a good flash, eh?
Right to the top to eat it, and there was meat on it. They're not vegetarians.
No.
They don't like it when there's that, but they...
When we flew the drone overhead, it was remarkable how the subtle features of the Bow River instantly popped. Troughs and trenches, shallow shelves, seams below islands, logs, boulders, shallow pockets, weed beds, and classic shoreline deflections. While not always obvious from drift boat eye level, you can trust subtle seams on the surface reveal fish holding structure below. Each angler, through a dynamic of excitement, is inspired to keep plying that great trout water. In the setup section of this video, we discussed how many ways there are to do pretty much anything fly fishing related. Of course, as this day would prove, there's a lot of ways to miss fish as well.
Hey, this is where we caught the 7-pound brown.
Was it?
Yeah, on this right bank. We're gonna go over there. Got a big rainbow there, 24-inch rainbow there, same spot. A couple days before. Maybe we pulled the rainbow out.
Oh, Dave. Yeah.
Did you see what I did differently there? I put it in there and I just left it.
Yep. Okay, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Did you see that?
no.
Did you see what he did?
Yeah.
He ate it here, and I'm like, okay, I got him, and he's
And
swimming
you
around
just
here
did
a
this
little bit,
with
and then he's off.
All you gotta do is sink it right down, get hung, let it hang there for a minute.
Then the fish will eat it. Yeah. I've had that happen twice this year.
How big is that?
About that big. And he's
Oh,
off.
there you go.
Oh. When you're horsing, you're horsing.
Yeah, that's funny, yeah. Oh no! Really?
Oh yeah.
Got a double header down here yesterday at this drop-off ledge. No pressure though, guys.
That's right, none at all.
There we go.
Oh, nice.
Oh!
Oh, he's off.
See ya.
Got some quick releases going on here.
Two Davids are just going head for head, man.
Sure, that's right.
See how quick you can lose them. Go ahead.
This is the Olympics, the jumping competition.
What's that secret structure? Weeds. Oh!
No.
That's exactly the day.
You're good at that, Dave.
Oh man.
Nobody does it like me either, Terry. Nobody would let it.
Bet you want me. There and then down there, yes. Good answer. Good answer.
The only one I got, baby. Oh, right here.
Oh yeah.
I flossed him on the top fly and
Jagged him on the bottom.
oh, I got him on Pee-wee, don't you worry. Sideways, up, head down, flint, double rubble cake. Oh, he's good in sideways.
Wow.
Oh, he's good in sideways.
You're gonna need those later, Dave.
Oh!
Oh, yeah?
Did you see that?
Charge at it.
Oh, that was awesome. You just whole mouth flared open and just ate the whole thing.
That's
It
awesome.
was pretty cool to watch.
Yeah.
Got it close?
Keep it there. Yeah. And awesome.
Go for it.
This fish flopping around on the top of the weeds that was stuck. And so Nancy and I are like, she's drifting her hopper in the perfect spot right down there. We're looking at this little fish flopping around in there. And we're like, oh, look at that. And then we look back and Nancy's hopper's gone. So boom, she has the hook and boom. This is a very good bank.
Good hopper dropper bank.
Very good hopper dropper bank.
We should have done the city for the big browns.
Oh yeah. All right.
Nice.
Nice.
That
Yeah,
looks fishy.
I think that was a fish.
really nice.
He looks like a nice rainbow.
Yep.
Where are you going, buddy?
Oh yeah.
Going back to his house is where he's going.
He's got.
He just ripped me out of my living room. I'm going back.
He ate the leech on the slow first strip.
Awesome.
You can hang on to that one, dude?
Possibly. No Olympic jumping.
Dave,
release
don't be
competition.
jinxing it now.
Then head up.
There he is.
I tried to knock him off. Ah, you can't.
Nice.
Oh, look at the dark.
And just kind of put the head and the body tilted a bit and out to the river. There you go. Okay, that's cool. Lift his head up just a bit. Right on. Okay. And you can let him slide out.
Guess what?
Yeah, you might be
Really?
going. Yeah, he's moving hard.
Wicked.
That's cool.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Some shoulders to him.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
awesome.
That's why you streamer fish, guys.
Awesome, awesome,
That's
awesome.
why you streamer fish.
Well done. Oh, yeah! Woohoo! Cut up the bit so you can see him. Nice. Beautiful. Okay.